Is Johanna Duggar really engaged, or is this just the latest rumor swirling around one of TV's most talked-about families? A new report claims the 20-year-old former reality star has a ring on her finger, and it's dropping at the exact same moment the Duggars are dealing with yet another legal crisis involving one of their sons. Fans who grew up watching Johanna on Counting On are now flooding social media asking the same question. Is this engagement real, or just another unverified claim from the rumor mill? Stick around, because we're breaking down everything that's been reported so far, who her rumored fiancé is, and why this family just can't seem to escape controversy. For anyone who didn't grow up watching TLC, here's the quick version. The Duggars became famous through 19 Kids and Counting, a show that followed Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar and their 19 children, all conservative, homeschooled, and raised under strict courtship rules. The show was a ratings hit for years until it was abruptly cancelled in 2015, after it came out that eldest son Josh Duggar had molested several young girls, including 2 of his own sisters, when he was a teenager. TLC didn't stay away for long though. The network rebooted the family under a new name, Counting On, focusing on the younger siblings getting married and starting families of their own. Johanna, born in October 2005, grew up mostly in the background of that reboot, rarely taking center stage the way her older sisters did. Now that she's 20, the same age several of her siblings were when they got engaged, reports are suggesting she may be next in line for a wedding. But this news isn't landing in a vacuum. It's arriving right as the family faces fresh legal trouble, and understanding that backdrop makes this update even more significant. Let's get into what's actually been reported. According to the entertainment outlet Starcasm, a Facebook page called Duggar Family News, which focuses specifically on tracking the family, claimed to have learned from a vetted source that Johanna is engaged and reportedly planning a wedding for September. The page first teased the news by inviting followers to guess the identity of her fiancé before revealing that is David Swanson. If that last name rings a bell, it's because David is the younger brother of Lauren Swanson, who is married to Johanna's brother Josiah Duggar. That means if this engagement is confirmed, it would tie 2 already connected families even closer together, something that's actually fairly common within the Duggars' tight-knit religious community. It's worth being clear here though, none of this has come from Johanna herself, and the Duggar family has not posted anything about an engagement on their official channels. As of publications like Legit.ng reporting back in March, there was no official confirmation of any engagement for Johanna, and even now, the family's own Instagram, which fans watch closely for any hint of news, has stayed silent on the subject. So right now, this remains a report based on an unverified source, not a confirmed fact, and we want to be upfront about that distinction. Here's where the story gets heavier. This rumored engagement is surfacing during one of the most difficult stretches the Duggar family has faced in years. Josh Duggar, the eldest son, has been serving time since 2022 after being convicted on federal charges related to child sexual abuse material. He was sentenced to close to 13 years and has continued to maintain his innocence while pursuing appeals for a new trial. He was recently transferred to a federal prison closer to his wife, Anna, and their 7 children, a move that generated its own wave of headlines. But Josh isn't the only Duggar son facing serious legal trouble. In March 2026, another brother, Joseph Duggar, was arrested and charged with lewd and lascivious behavior involving a minor, stemming from an alleged incident that reportedly took place back in 2020 during a family trip to Florida. Joseph was later released on a $600,000 bond, and he and his wife Kendra were additionally charged with child endangerment. These are serious, active legal matters, and it's this ongoing turmoil that outlets are referencing when they describe Johanna's rumored engagement as arriving amid family chaos. For a family that built its brand on wholesome, faith-centered storytelling, Having two sons facing accusations tied to child sexual abuse within the same handful of years has undeniably reshaped public perception of the Duggars. And it's against that backdrop that any positive family news, like a potential engagement, tends to get amplified, because fans are eager for something to feel normal again. So how has the public reacted to all of this? Reaction online has actually been fairly mixed and cautious rather than explosive. A lot of longtime fans of the family, especially those following pages like Duggar Family News, seem genuinely excited for Johanna, since she's largely stayed out of the spotlight compared to her more publicized siblings. At the same time, plenty of commenters are pointing out that this engagement hasn't been confirmed by Johanna or her parents, and are urging others not to treat a single source as gospel until there's an official announcement. There's also a noticeably more critical crowd, viewers who say it's difficult to celebrate any family milestone while Joseph's criminal case is still working its way through the legal system. Entertainment outlets covering the story have generally struck a similarly cautious tone, framing the engagement clearly as a report rather than a confirmed fact, which is exactly the right way to handle it until the family says otherwise. So what should you actually be watching for next? If this engagement is real, the most likely confirmation would come through an official announcement on the Duggar family's Instagram or through an interview with an outlet like People magazine, which is typically how the family has confirmed past engagements. If Johanna and David Swanson really are planning a September wedding, expect more concrete details, dates, venues, or engagement photos to start surfacing over the coming weeks. Meanwhile, Joseph Duggar's legal case remains ongoing, and any developments there will likely continue to shape how the public views this family moving forward. To wrap it all up, here's what we know for certain. Johanna Duggar is reportedly engaged to David Swanson, according to a source cited by a dedicated Duggar fan page, with a possible wedding plan for September. However, this has not been confirmed by Johanna or the Duggar family directly. At the same time, the family is dealing with serious, active legal issues involving brother Joseph Duggar's molestation charges, alongside the long-standing fallout from Josh Duggar's imprisonment. Whether this engagement turns out to be true or simply another rumor, it's clear the Duggar family remains one of the most closely watched and most complicated families in reality television. What are your thoughts on this latest Duggar family update? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Duggar family update.